The show isn't over.
The show
It's been an hour,
over.
but the show isn't over.
The show must go on.
Yes.
And it's about to go on with a Colorado legend, Mr. Colorado, Vic Lombardi. Vic!
Man, you guys came all the way to Vegas for a Super Bowl, and you're scraping the bottom of the Denver barrel?
What's up, man?
Todd, how you doing, man?
Good,
How you been? I mean, that is a deep scrape, bro. They're going deep to the bottom of that sandbox saying, let's just get somebody on the air to fill some time.
You know, if that's the case, I can't even imagine what I am then. I mean, how do you describe that?
You know, I've been to a lot of Super Bowls. I've been to, I would say this, tell you how old I am. This is probably about my 18th to 20th Super Bowl, if I counted them all up. And the mere size, the gravity, the expansiveness of this thing every year, every time I come, I'm just overwhelmed.
Yeah.
Because it used to be just like a section in a hotel where they throw a bunch of people, and then it turned into an event, and now it's more than an event. I mean, everybody's here for something, to sell something, right?
Yep.
I wish I had something to sell. Hey, you guys want to sign up for Fubo?
Oh, absolutely. We love football.
You want to use our code? Use our code if you sign up.
I mean, is Las Vegas the best place for a Super Bowl?
You know, Vegas is the best place for any event.
Yep.
If you're going to hold an event. Now, I am not a Vegas guy. I don't gamble. I don't swim. I don't know how to swim. I do like to go out to shows. I'll do that. But for anybody that wants to do anything fun, Vegas is where it's at. Like, my mom would love it here because she can play slots until she's blue in the face and blue in the hair. But I'm not much of a Vegas guy. I'm a sports guy, man. I'm just here for the sports.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, that's what we're all about. So speaking of sports, help us solve the Denver Broncos quarterback situation. How do you do that? You have no money, you have limited capital, and it needs an upgrade.
It's funny, we were talking about this on our radio show today, and we were going through all the players on the team who you'd like to keep, right? All the guys whose contracts are coming up, all the guys who are big money. And the unfortunate situation with the Broncos right now is everyone is going to be impacted by this.
For sure.
I mean, you know the business side. You know, DJ Jones' numbers high, Cortland Sutton's numbers high. Everybody you want to keep. You want to keep guys, but you're impacted by a decision that's out of their control, and that's what sucks about being in dead cap money hell like they are right now is you don't know who's going to pay the price. Someone is. Someone's going to pay the price for this.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, what to use the master plan? Because I feel like the quarterback question is just kind of the first step.
Yeah.
Like, that gets you through 3 months, but the Broncos are not in a situation where they're just going to have all their problems solved by September. Like, do you go through and just say, like, we got to tear things down and rebuild, or you find the quarterback and just kind of build around him? Like, big picture, where do you go from here?
Well, you know, I don't think players and coaches are built that way, and Todd can attest to this. You don't go into a season saying, man, we're going to chill and just rebuild this year and take it easy.
Yeah.
Your work's on film every year, man. Your work's on film. You're only as good as what you do that week. So I don't think any player out there worth his salt is going to sit and go, let's relax next year and just, let's just relax. Nobody does that. You want to win.
Yeah.
You think the L.A. Rams, this was supposed to be a rebuilding year for
100%.
L.A. You think they went into this season saying, let's just relax? They found their way to the playoffs, man.
Yep.
There's no relaxing. There's no rebuilding. Now, you could take other routes and say, we're going to do a different monetary. We're not going to put as much money in this year as we would others, but it doesn't mean you're going to not compete.
Right. And one of the big
difference.
reasons for that, especially with the Rams, and I love that comparison, is Sean McVay, a great coach, a big-time competitor, and that's exactly what the Broncos have with Sean Payton. How would you evaluate his first full season and full year in Denver?
You know, he said he came here to win. He said he came here to make the playoffs. They fell short there. The season came down to that Patriots game, and it's a game that I think he's going to lose sleep over for the rest of the offseason. You win that Patriots game, we might be talking a different tune right now.
Yeah.
We may be looking at the entire season differently. Hell, we may still be talking about Russell Wilson being the Denver Broncos quarterback. If you can beat the Patriots. Once they lost that game to Bailey Zappi and a bunch of dudes, once they lost that game, everything changed. And it felt like a different season. Don't you guys agree?
Absolutely.
100%. In a game that you had no business losing.
No, man. You had the game won.
Yeah.
You had the game won. You win that game. You take care of business, and now your fate is in your own hands. You finish with a winning record. It's amazing how one game difference, 8-9 versus 9-8, changes the complexion and the tone of an entire season. And you can see we had a winning season, man. We won more than we lost. Can't say that now.
And if they win the Patriots game and then the Raider game after, they would have had the tiebreaker over the Steelers and would have gotten the 7 seed.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
They could still be playing in theory.
Can't lose.
theory.
Okay.
That's theory for sure.
The fact that I just brought that up is ticking me off. You can't lose to the Patriots at home.
Yeah.
You can't lose to the Patriots. Not that Patriots team.
No.
You can't lose that Raider team 8 times in a row.
No.
My goodness. What do you do as a team building approach moving forward for the Broncos to compete with now the reality of Patrick Mahomes for the next decade?
Well,
do you focus everything on the quarterback or do you build around him?
I don't know. It's hard to focus on the quarterback unless you know for sure you have the right one. And I don't know how you make sure you have the right one. So the San Francisco approach to things has been to build the skeleton, right? Build the skeleton, make sure everybody's secure in each spot of the team. And then if you get a quarterback that can handle it, you bring him in. I mean, throwing all your money at one quarterback every other year and saying, this is the guy, you just don't know who the guy is. And I don't know how you I don't know how you figure that out, man. Anybody who can experiment and roll the dice on who the perfect quarterback is, more power to you. Remember, Patrick Mahomes is not a top 10 quarterback. He was not drafted in the top 10.
Yeah.
And they're calling him one of the greatest of all time. So you mean to tell me there are 10 teams that year that screwed up? Everybody messed up?
Yep.
I mean, how do you pinpoint a great quarterback? You know, John Elway, when he played at Stanford, he was destined to be the #1 overall pick. Do you know that John Elway never went to a bowl game?
That is
crazy.
They never played in a bowl game at Stanford.
Huh.
So you got a team that was middling at best and average, and you're going to say, that guy's the #1 overall pick. Well, it worked.
Right.
But how many quarterbacks out there play for crap college teams that can be the next Mahomes? I have no idea how to figure that out.
It's a great point, and you just look at Lamar Jackson, a guy that was in the AFC Conference Championship game, who was the 32nd pick, the 5th quarterback taken in that draft.
Yep.
So it's not just getting that #1 guy. You're 100% right.
Totally agree with you, man.
Man, this has been awesome to have you. You're wearing Nuggets gear.
I am.
I just
yeah.
asked Field Yates this.
Yeah.
Which team in Denver, you can include the Broncos if you want, but you're not going to, and I understand. Which team has the best chance at winning a championship next?
Winning the next championship. I would put the Avs and Nuggets tied.
Okay.
I would say they have the best chance together because this year the Western Conference is just much tougher for the Nuggets. It's just a tougher swim. At this point last year, the Nuggets had a 2-game lead over Memphis, #1 seed, and everybody else was back down. This year, there are 4 teams near the top that are really good, so it's tougher for the Nuggets. The Avs are right there. They can do it too. I'd say those 2 teams, obviously. The Broncos have some work to do. They clearly have some work to do. But I got to share a story because Todd reminded me of the story. Years ago, when we used to do the Bronco preseason games at Channel 4, we were the Broncos station. We're in Arizona, and there was a player for the team, a linebacker. I'm not going to name him. I would never. and it was a preseason game, and it was chill, man. We were in Arizona, and it was hot, and nobody was playing. I think it was a 4th game. None of the starters were playing. And this dude, he's got me in the back, and I'm doing sidelines, and there's a couple girls in the front row that are yelling at this linebacker saying, I want his number, blah, blah, blah. And he's got me exchanging numbers with these girls. I'm playing pimp in Arizona as a sideline reporter. It was some of the funniest thing. We were laughing the entire time. And if you're wondering what happens in the 4th preseason game, there's no longer 4.
Yeah.
That's what happened in
That's
the 4th
about it.
preseason game.
That's about it. I can say it wasn't me. You know?
You may say no.
That's all I know.
I will never name who it is. It wasn't you.
I mean, to take it even one more step, in a preseason game, we saw a player get engaged
I know.
on the
That's right.
sideline.
That was
Thank God
crazy.
they cut it to 3 games, man. Thank God.
Oh, thank good. I totally agree.
I don't know. I like that 4th game.
Yeah,
Because you get to go, you get to hang out, you get to eat good food.
Yeah.
Like you eat heavy food, especially in Arizona. We always go to Lolo's, which is like a chicken and waffle spot, and it's basically like a little relaxation before the season starts.
What did you guys get paid for preseason games?
Nothing.
Like virtually nothing, or did you get a stipend of some sort? You got a.
I think we got like $2,500 a week
Okay.
for the entire.
So that's
camp,
basically
training camp.
free.
Yeah.
That's free. That's just practice,
Yeah.
and then the regular season is when you ramp up your
Game
salary.
checks,
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you're just holding on until the first game.
Yeah, welcome to the media. That's how we operate. This is free this week.
They're giving chicken wings out. That's what we do. Vic, one of my, you're a Colorado legend. One of my idols growing up, listening to you on the radio every single day. And one of the things when I look back and remember sports radio moments,
Yeah.
it was Todd was on the team. And you said this. You said my loins are predicting a Denver Broncos like 24-21 win over the Chiefs.
Oh, I remember
and that exactly happened.
I remember that. And my loins, they're conveniently in a spot that allow me. I mean, they come through and they haven't thought for me much lately. So, but I do remember making those kind of drastic picks. And these days, there's no way you can pick a Broncos game. It's almost impossible, right? But back when you guys were balling, it was a different story back then. I could just tell, right? You could tell in the demeanor of the team and the way they practiced that week and who the opponent is. I mean, it's just a different time now. I was born and raised, no Bronco team of my generation, in my era, I never went through an 8-year window like we're in right now. An 8-year. This is the first time. I mean, there are 9-year-old kids out there that have never seen a playoff game, that have no idea. I never lived that. Born and raised in Denver, Colorado, every 3 or 4 years, the Broncos were either winning a playoff game, they're deep into the playoffs, or they're in the Super Bowl. Yeah. So this is the first of its kind in my lifetime.
Yeah. Is my last one for you, is Sean Payton the right guy to change that?
You know, I think he's the right guy to give the right winning mentality. Whether or not he can change it remains to be seen. I don't know. I don't know if he's the right guy. Talk to me in 3 years. I think he's shown some improvement. I think he's brought, after what they went through the year before, it's like night and day. The substitute teacher's out of there. Yeah. Now they got the real strict teacher that's in there that's giving you demerits and stuff. It may be somewhere in between on how you do it, but he's brought a much more strict, disciplined approach to football. I think they need to. Yes.
Yep. And, man, this has been awesome to have you on, Vic.
Well,
Thank you so much
for
your insight. Really appreciate you
Boys,
joining
good
us.
job, man. Good job. Great job with all your work all week over here. You guys got like 17 cameras. All right, take care.
That is the great Vic Lombardi. And